Bill's house.
Okay. All right.
Also, when we were on Circle Drive, and some of the people were complaining over there that there were barrels and stuff coming down that,
Barrels?
yeah, I said 3 of them went down there, and I said, well, tell them.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I don't know where
I
it
had not
came
heard about
from.
that one. Yeah, I don't know where they were coming
I've seen
from.
stock tanks going down the creek, poison
Stock
sunflower.
Wow.
I mean, it's just.
Okay.
Leash, or camper trailer blocking.
On the storm that damaged
Is-
land.
Yeah.
Is that creek there, is that private owned property?
I believe it is, yeah. I mean, that's, where that drainage comes from.
Do you have to get easements on that, Ron?
We have an easement for our electric line, but we're looking at, Adrian Myers getting a little bit of a different easement, because our easement is right underneath all that fancy, rock work that he's got, and we've got to change that wire out anyway, so, when you guys approved that bid with Larson here a while back, that is to get an easement there and direction bore away from that and replace that conduit and wire in back behind his house, Teeson's, and Phil Thompson's house. There's somebody else that's up there. I don't remember who that old school teacher is, but there's a school teacher.
Jim Cobb.
Jim Cobb. That's gonna kind of replace that. And we're also, I talked to him today, we're gonna see if we can get some different transformer box pads and try to raise our transformers up, because our transformer's sitting right down in the creek. There's a lot of that over there, and I think anytime we do anything, we ought to take that into consideration. Just by raising it up is not gonna stop it, but we may be able to help it some.
Lloyd, you got a question? I do. On the storm damage,
Uh-huh.
the admin building at the North Campus, are we going to work at closing those windows up so that it doesn't cause more damage if we get more rain?
Yeah, we certainly could.
I mean, there's several of them broke out, I know.
Yeah.
Clear across
Pretty
the
good
whole
size,
place.
birds could get in there.
Yeah.
Which building?
The
Admin
building.
Yeah, the one that's on
I was
occupied.
supposed to take a ball and knock that building down, it ain't doing anything.
Grab your ball and run up there. I don't care.
Don't want to keep putting more money in something that ain't gonna do that.
Okay.
And we may be able to recover some from our insurance on that when they come in to look at all of our vehicles and buildings and whatever. And I think they're actually looking at buildings today on that, so. Okay, all right, moving right along. We do have another meeting for the planning commission. We have 2 members on there, so we'll have a full complement of planning commission members that are gonna meet September 9th. Should be the next Tuesday, as their next regularly scheduled meeting. Did hear from Kyle Railroad on our little railroad project. What they're not gonna do right now is do the temporary fix. They're looking for the permanent, because they did get a contract from KDOT on that, so they'd like to move forward with that here. Don't know exactly when they're gonna do that, but they have received a contract from the state on that. So rather than doing the temporary and come back and do a more permanent fix, they decided to just go ahead here and do the permanent. So we won't be helping them on that, which probably wouldn't have been that great anyway, since we tried that before. Anyway, the Ready Committee met today with a potential landowner or developer who's looking at more land up at the North Campus. So there may be a contract coming to the council here in the next, probably within the next 2 meetings. So depending how quickly we can get it done, and they have pretty promising development. And committee was pretty positive about what we heard today about them. We have not heard from the rock crushing guy in the past couple of weeks. We'll just get some more information here today about another potential alternative to that, since he hasn't arrived yet. I think we should probably look into another way of getting that moved and crushed out there, since he hasn't responded for whatever reason. He hasn't been in a big hurry to get up here for that, so.
We've given him plenty of time. so
Yeah, it's been a few months.
I think we ought to move forward with the other people.
And just get somebody else to do it. And it sounds like there might be some other people interested in getting some debris crushed too in the process, so. Anyway, that's all I can think about right now.
I got a question. Can we have an update on how the road's coming in on North Campus, the construction?
Well, we've been slowed down with the rain, but I actually blame all the rain on the transportation department, because every time they get ready to pour concrete, it rains, so we can break any drought with them getting out there, and so, like, I don't know how much it's put you back, I know we were ready to pour about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And,
It's
it just started
definitely affected
raining.
us.
Yeah. So, yeah, we're not where we wanted to be as far as, on schedule on that.
So how far do you expect us to be by the end of construction of the season?
Yeah, I don't know what you can actually get done.
Well, has anyone seen the curve we have poured out there up to 20th? That's our goal, and then from there, we'll go back down and start west towards where Cooper has the houses to build. And we're gonna pour until we can.
What's our contract date that we have to have this done?
Yeah, I think we're talking about the end of this year to have that complete.
Well, some of those people put ground up there, they've got 2 years to develop them.
They do. Yeah.
And it's about a year and a half now.
They
They haven't done anything.
Right, it's 2 years from the date that they closed on it, which wasn't always the exact one so I'm not sure how close they are to that.
Some of them, it took us a while to close, 7, 8 months to close. And then a couple of those are 2 years from the date the street is done. They read differently, so. Actually, I think every property up there has a different date, so that we have to track, so.
Mike, given the weather, do you think if the weather's good, you'll be able to finish that on time? Or,
The whole project?
well, what we have to have done by the end of the year?
Well, I don't know what we have to have done. Is that the whole Cooper thing? The whole Cooper project?
Is it for him?
Yeah, I mean, that was the agreement to get that substantially.
Well, I would like for us to assure Mike that if it gets to that point, that we should get you some help, if we have to make sure we get that done. I mean, I don't wanna step on your toes, but
No.
I don't want you having to sweat.
It's
sweat.
just highly unlikely that we'll be done by December 31st.
Well, you got a question? I have 3 actually, on that, well, 2 on that and 1 on that entry off Highway 24. How long does our extension go on that?
Wow. Really, as long as we keep in touch with KDOT, they're not in any hurry. The key there is once we do open that up, then we'll lose the other entrance in the park. They're really not in any hurry they'll give us a 6-month extension or whatever. They've been very lenient with that. Leland Tice has been the engineer. He's gonna be probably retiring at the end of this year on that. But we keep him informed on that, and he just says, well, just let me know when you're ready to finish that. And that's that.
So
Yes.
his replacement's gonna have a different opinion?
Not really. He already knows about it. Yeah. I've met him. I can't remember his name. But no, that's just something that's not really significant to them. The only significance will come when we'll complete it and we take away the other entrance. So they've been real easy to work with on that.
And the electric rate study, do we know how much that's gonna cost?
It's going to be billed per hour. I think they were estimating, up to 5,000 or whatever for that. For
5,000?
Yeah, somewhere in that neighborhood for doing it. Well, we won't know until we actually. We actually got them the information they need today from our billing to actually do that. So they were just doing an hourly rate, and so we'll just keep track of that.
But I'd like to go back to Bob's question, do we need to give Mike some help out there so we can get that street project done according to our contract?
Yeah, I don't know how much help he
What do you
would,
think?
as far as manpower or anything goes, I'm not sure how much that
Well,
would.
do we need to maybe
Okay.
get a contractor to do a couple blocks or something, or is that, like I say, I don't wanna step on Mike's toes, but if we can't get that done and we end up in a lawsuit, we better make some kind of plan to see that we get it done.
Well, it's gonna take some time to get it. We haven't poured any street yet. We've only poured 1,300 feet of curb and gutter. We still have, in the west part of it, well, we had 4,000 feet total. And had 1,300 feet of curb and gutter. And we've got a lot of storm sewer in, but we have a lot more storm sewer and storm sewer boxes to go. So it's,
Well, if we looked at some contract out, what would be your recommendation? Can Range do that kind of
Yeah.
stuff? Or would you recommend that we kind of look at having him give us a bid? Or, because we don't want to wait till the last minute. And
well, I don't want to set policy. You guys go ahead and do that. We'll back out of the road.
Well, we just.
No,
want-
I'm just kidding.
We just want to help you out,
Well,
Yeah, I'm an attorney to help.
because we've
there's
got to
other
have.
projects they can do in the city,
Yeah.
Court Street.
No, you're doing a great job.
Yeah.
I just,
Yeah.
we're gonna
You
get
can't do
sued.
it, you can't do anything about it.
No,
No, and we've had a lot of, we've had a lot of weather. We've had a lot of rain.
And I'm just saying, if we've got that contract set up with him, that street needs to be finished, then we probably need to get it finished.
Glenn, could you contact some contractors and see what the availability and the cost would be on that?
Well, I think if Mike could
Or
give us
Mike.
an idea of what area you'd like somebody else to complete, if you don't think you're gonna get to it, whatever, you know, I don't care,
Yeah. If we do a contractor thing, we can sure work together and
yeah.
decide on what's the best.
Yeah, because I don't want you getting hung out because you didn't have time to get it all done, so. We just need to be ready.
Yeah, we're starting to run out of gear.
Yeah, yeah.
Boy,
One more thing.
that's fine.
Power plant project. Is that just dead with water?
No, it isn't. Ashley talked with a potential there to be Southern Star last week. They did give us that estimate. They have to jump through some regulatory hoops to make sure that they can actually do that, and it sounds like they can.
You're talking about do that, no work to
No.
install the line?
No, I mean, they would be a supplier. They're, like I said, they're estimating what this would cost, but it's just a ballpark estimate. It'll be a little over $400,000 at this point. So, no, they would be a supplier. We'd still have to bid the project and all that good stuff. From what I understand, the way this would unfold, we would be the owner of the pipeline. So we would have to, actually, if it came to that, we would then have to form our own gas company, so to speak, if we were to go that route.
And then they would finance the construction of that pipeline.
Right.
Over
Is that gonna
10
require
years.
new employees, or can we get a service contract?
You can get a service, yeah, you can get a service contract with some other people. I know that Concordia did this a couple of years ago with their new jail facility that they built out there. KGAS would not extend out to that area. It's about a 2-mile extension, so they built their own gas line out there. I'm not sure who supplies, I think it's KGAS, but they could have had anybody, but they own it, but they had to basically form their own gas company to do that, and they do contract for maintenance with the guy I'm not familiar with, but he's in the area here, so they said it wasn't terrible to do that either. So they didn't hire any employees or whatever, so, but it was a very similar situation to what we're looking at here, where they built a line.
Are we not using Southern Star at all for any gas transportation then?
Yes, well, I don't know if it's Southern Star, but we do have some other transport, like up at the North Campus. I don't know if it's Southern Star we use.
That's Constellation.
It's
Should
Constellation.
have some kind of transportation to the power plant before they shut it down up there.
Yeah,
Would it be
yeah,
more
well, yeah. Well, those are all the things we have to look at here, but yeah, we just talked with them last week. So, no, they're interested in pursuing this if we are. So,
Anything else?
I think that's it.
Okay, thank you, Lloyd.
I have one question. I'd like to know if the next planning commission deal will be held in the council chambers or?
No, I think the best thing, we do have air conditioning downstairs. Watt's got us that air conditioner, so if it's a warm day, we can meet down there. And the acoustics aren't great, but they're better than trying to put people up here or in that smaller conference room down there where it really doesn't work that well either. So we'll hold it in the bigger room downstairs and have a podium so people can come up and talk there, and so it'll be a little more conducive, I think, to a little more order and whatever, so people aren't talking over each other. I think that's the best thing to do. We had the public hearing down there when we first had that down there, and it worked fairly well. But it was a little warm because, you know, in June we didn't have the air on yet.
Do we have a PA system for down there?
I think we can get one, I think we can get one to work down there, so that would help.
So everyone can hear the conversation.
Right, I think that would help out too, because
Police department, I know bullhorn, they use it.
use a bullhorn, yeah, I don't know if that's, yeah. The problem, there's just a lot of concrete down here, so that goes a lot, but, you know.
Won't be a basketball practice going on.
I don't think so, I don't think anything's scheduled for that night, but if there is, but I don't think there is at this point, but I think that's the best room we'll put in.
Anything else for you?
No, that's it.
There's electric territories.
Well, yeah, not for me.
Yeah, but for the territory exchanges, Ronnie, you want to address this on there?
I think it was about a year ago, Rolling Hills came forward and was wanting to put a warehouse in the city limits of Lloyd. And one of the things they want to be able to serve their own warehouse with their own utilities. And they're offering to trade us some ground for that right. And they're looking at 20 acres up there on Dinesh Lucian's ground. And I'm looking to try to get a trade going with them, and they've agreed for 48 acres out there right east of Sunflower. And they basically agreed to this, and this is kind of where we're at here, and the next step to go for you guys to look at.
That's not.
They
Huh?
they currently have the, for lack of better, the lucha ground, they currently, and you're trying to,
Well, we have the Lucian ground.
we have the lucha ground.
Yeah, and they have east of Sunflower.
They have
They're
what's
trying to
east
make
of
it a little
Sunflower.
sweet. We're giving up 20 for 48 acres. We could have went anywhere, but I just thought maybe out there is a better deal. It kind of helps spur up our boundaries, territory. And I'm hoping if Sunflower keeps going, that may be the way to go for expansion.
This is just for electrical territory, it is
Right.
not changing the boundaries of the city.
No, it's just for electric territory. But the ground that Rolling Hills will be in the city limits, because they want it in.
The piece you're getting is out.
Right.
Is the rest of everything out there in the city limits? Is Farwell building in, and the house and everything?
I think Farwell is in, I believe. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Farwell.
Yeah.
Yeah, it goes all the way down to Highway
The road
24
east of
south.
there
It's
is
the
the
dividing
city
line.
limits.
Yeah. Now, out there at Sunflower, it's kind of hit and miss out there, which is in, which isn't. But the piece we're getting is out of the city limits, but it just be our electrical territory.
We talked about franchise fees now. They're gonna have to pay franchise fees to the city board, right?
Well, I think we need to visit about that and see if that is something we can move forward on. I know me and Glenn have talked about it. I guess maybe there's a few things we've got to look into to make sure that we can do that. That'd be the only way I can see it, we're gonna get much value out of what we're doing.
Well, if we're charging ourselves a franchise fee, you know, things franchise fee.
I talked to one of the Rolling Hills people, and they put a franchise fee into other areas like this, so they didn't think it was gonna be a problem, but we need to probably check into it. Like up Viltech, they serve that, and that's inside the city limits. But I think we need to look at what kind of contract they have set up with that to see whether we can do that there or not. You know, there's some, we gotta do some investigating.
I may have asked Glenn, do they collect the city sales tax for anything that's in the city limits for this or Rotec? But there should be if they're not.
Yeah, yeah, if they're in the city limits, yeah, they would be. Yeah. But as far as territory goes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's all we have.
Well, the next step would be that if we're in agreement with this, we'll have their attorney, whatever, contact Katie and go forward with an agreement, because I have to go to the corporation commission to actually swap territory. It's not just an agreement between us, it actually has to go to the folks of the state who approve it. What if we're both in agreement, we're not fighting over the territory, it's almost always approved. So
That looks like a good deal, because I think we're pretty
Yeah.
lucky to get them to move here. That's gonna add to the city.
Right, and their board is, I guess, talking, they would approve this too.
Are they gonna be the sole owner of the property? I mean, are we limiting?
They're just buying that area. They
They're
own
just
it.
buying it from Lucian, so.
The whole deal, I mean,
The
if
20
we wanted to
acres.
sell to somebody else, are we shorting ourselves on like the current there?
They're buying the majority of it.
They're buying the 20 acres, and that's the only part that they're gonna feed, is that 20 acres. The rest of the Lucian ground will still be ours. But I don't know how many acres are there, but there's,
Well, I don't know either, but that's what I was trying to find out, you know, I mean.
Probably just around there.
yeah.
I think it's total about 30, and the rest of it, probably you can't develop it very well. It'll be south there, and it kind of slopes off there, so this is the part that's gonna be developed.
Well, maybe just move on with it. and see
I
where
think
it
it's a
goes.
good deal.
We don't have to bring this to a formal action and do it.
Well, it would be an agreement with them, that will go to the KCC, yeah, so it'll be,
Okay.
however long that takes.
Okay.
Thank you.
With that, we stand adjourned.
Thanks, Rick.
Somebody stole my mind ring, I'm not sure how it feels.
That's pretty good.